Well, hello everyone. You have right here of talk about for Dolly Parton right here, and you see right here that I went and paint right here the details right here for Dolly Parton, and knowing her music and of course your performances whenever it comes to these TV shows and all that, and a lot of times you're want to know too that yeah, whenever you do think about Dolly Parton, right? But still, that the way I painted this picture right here is I went and add in right here are these earrings right here, and we all know that if you're going to be painting any portraits of anybody doing these sorts of paintings, that you go ahead and add in some earrings right here, and what exactly is it that those earrings would represent necessarily? And like everybody might say that, yeah, well, for sure, if you're announcing any jewelry products or anything like that, anything by specialty or something like that. But still, that I'll go and use right here is the yellow right here, just because of the fact that whenever it comes to understanding about whenever it comes to painting right here, and so it's like you see right here that just painting a little bit of details right here of the picture right here, and you're thinking that yeah, that whenever it comes to painting in the details right there, that when we see that the painted portrait right here of Dolly Parton right here, and I was also thinking too that when we talk about for Dollywood, and even if we talk about whenever it comes to understanding about the portrait right here of talking about for Dolly Parton right here. You got right here is have Dolly dressed in red right here, and also if she's maybe wearing a skirt or something like that. But still, it's like whenever if I were to go ahead and paint the details right here of with her wearing earrings, and so you're thinking that if you were to see a picture portrait like this, and you were maybe thinking that, okay, yeah, that do you think that maybe that there would be a sign right over here that would say something like, yeah, order today or something like that. Maybe if it was tickets to the local concert or something like that, and you're warned to where that, yeah, tickets to the concert or something, or if it was maybe booking a motel or something like that over there in Dollywood. And so it sure seems that way that when we do think about Dolly Parton for sure, that you're going to maybe be thinking that, yeah, that whenever it comes to knowing about Dolly Parton right here, and warn that yeah, that with her music and everything, but still, that I was just also thinking too that whenever it comes to painting the portrait right here, and thinking, okay, yeah, you want to go ahead and add in a little bit of yellow right here, a little bit of blend right here for the hair color right here, right? So yeah, so if I were to go ahead and add a little bit of yellow right here, but still, I'll go ahead and color in a little bit right here of the hair right here on the top right here. But it's like, yeah, so every time you do think about Dolly Parton right here, and you're thinking that yeah, whenever it comes to her music, and of course with their songs, and maybe whenever it comes to other things about her performances and all that, and so you're thinking that yeah, that whenever it comes to understanding about the thing times, but you're thinking that yeah, why do you think that anybody would take the time to go ahead and paint the earrings on there, and if the person was going to be wearing any sorts of earrings, and you're thinking that yeah, well, for sure you would go ahead and paint in the details right there of the earrings, just because of the fact that yeah, that are they really trying to tell you something in particular, or is it over the fact that that whenever it comes to anything fashionable or something like that. But I'll go ahead and zoom in right here just a little bit of the earrings right here, so we can all see that right there. But still, it's like whenever it comes to looking at a painted portrait right here, and you're thinking that, yeah, you go and paint in right there the details right there of the earrings right there, and you're thinking that yeah, that whenever it comes to knowing about what Dolly looks like. And, so I'm like, yeah, that whenever it comes to painting the details right there, and you're warning that, okay, yeah, paint a little bit right here. Maybe if you want to paint a little bit of silver or something like that. Right there on the earrings. So if you're going to be painting anything in particular, and let's just say if you were going to be painting any sorts of jewelry products on Dolly right here, and I want to know that, hey, that, if you think that it looks good with her having earrings on. And, but still, it's like, every time you do think about maybe the state of Tennessee, or maybe if it's Los Angeles, California, or somewhere like that, and you're warned to where it, yeah, is that really going to remind you of anything fashionable, such as if it's they're going to be Dolly Parton or anybody in particular. But I'll go ahead and show right here is the color yellow right here, because I know that whenever it comes to working with different colors and everything, and well, I'm thinking that yeah, that you go ahead and paint that there's supposed to be Dolly right there, and want to know that yeah, that you work with the color yellow, and really, what does yellow pretty much represent most of the time? Most of the time, it's supposed to represent a cartoon character for the most part. Everybody might say, yeah, just to kind of make it look a little bit more cartoony, look a little bit more animated. But everybody might even say that, yeah, if you would actually put a little bit more detail into it for sure, then you're thinking too that, is it going to maybe show any highlights of any kind? But I'm like, well, really, that the type of highlights that I'm thinking about are more likely going to be that, I'm like, yeah, the hairstyle and all that, but still, you're thinking that, okay, yeah, that you paint right there the details right there of the hair right there. But it's like, yeah, so whenever you think about Dolly Parton right here, and you're thinking that, if you go to these clubs or maybe these bars or restaurants or somewhere like that, and you're thinking that you see a painted portrait right there, somewhere in a restaurant, and you're one of two that, yeah, you see a painting of maybe a music singer, singer or somebody like that, and but it's like, yeah, so you think about that, and you're warned to where that, the hair color right here and all that, but still, that you're thinking that, really, whenever you do paint in the details right here of the earrings, what exactly does that really tell you necessarily? It's like the source of earrings that they enjoy wearing or something like that. Like everybody might say that, you go ahead and paint in right there is the ears. You got the ears right here, but then also you were to paint the details right there of the earrings right there. And so that's why I'm thinking about too that you go and paint in the details right there, for the earrings right there. Dolly Parton, if she had like a type of fashion type earrings on, and you're thinking that yeah, any sorts of jewelry items for sure. You paint a picture of anybody really, and then you go and paint them. You show a portrait of them with a few earrings on, any other sorts of jewelry products, right? And if you want to go ahead and paint a little bit right there of the smile right there, you give it like a little pinkish reddish type paint right there. So it's like, yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone, and and it just like say that, yeah. So if that right there was supposed to be a painting right there of like if you were going to be going to a New Year's party or something like that, and people want to know too that, yeah, you got Dolly right here, Miss DollyWood right here, and you see right here that paint. I was also thinking too that if you want to go in and maybe paint Megan Trainor, but still, Dolly Parton right here. And then if you want to paint in a little bit more facial look right here, but yeah, I'll go ahead and source a facial look that you want to give that right there. But still, it's like when we're going to be thinking about driving through maybe downtown LA or anywhere like that, and you're 102, that, yeah, what do you think that if you could maybe see a big picture of maybe Dolly posted somewhere and you're 102, that, yeah, is it going to kind of remind you of downtown LA or something like that, Los Angeles, California, or somewhere like that? But still, it's like you're warned to where that, yeah, you see a painted portrait right here of Dolly Parton, and you're thinking that, yeah, that right there, I'm like, you go ahead and paint that picture right there, and the first thing that you're going to be thinking about is that, yeah, that, if you want to order anything, I'm like, yeah, any concert tickets or something like that. Like everybody might say that if you do see a picture painting like this, then maybe it's telling you that, yeah, it's supposed to be like a little guide right here to where that if you want to sign up today, yeah, reserve a motel room for the night or something like that, or maybe if it is, maybe if you want to order something from the bar or something like that, and you would see a painted portrait, like this right here. And like everybody say that, when we do talk about portraits a lot of times, what exactly is that really going to remind you of necessarily? And everybody might say that, well, portraits, it's going to remind you maybe just a little bit of celebration or something like that. But still, that each time you do think about that, and you're thinking that, yeah, you want to go ahead and look at a portrait like this right here, but then also look at the details right there of the type of jewelry that they're wearing. If they're wearing makeup or something like that, and you're thinking that, okay, yeah, that you look at that painting right there, and as I say that, yeah. So I'll go and put right here that I'm like, yeah, Dolly Parton right here. With the music and all that. And so it's like, yeah, that whenever you do look at that, for sure, that you want to think about is that, is it really supposed to represent downtown LA, or maybe if it's New York City or somewhere like that, Tennessee. But still, I'm like, you look at that painting, by the way, and you're thinking that, yeah, you go ahead and paint in right there the details of the jewelry products and the jewelry items right here. And I'm just thinking too that, yeah, that whenever it comes to most jewelry items, that if you're looking through a catalog for sure, like listen to the music. But I just really think in a lot of ways that whenever you do look at a painted portrait like this, and people might say that, yeah, for sure. For sure, that whenever you paint them, that sometimes it seems like, hey, you can go ahead and paint it however you like. But, I just really think whenever I do my paintings in a lot of ways, I kept thinking that the first thing I was thinking about was is that if you were to actually draw jewelry items, on this painting right here, on this portrait right here. And what exactly do you think that usually means whenever you paint in the details right there of the jewelry items? If they're wearing any sorts of jewelry items. And you're probably thinking that, it just means that they like jewelry or they're wearing jewelry or something. But still, and I can go ahead and paint in a little bit of details right here of that, if she's wearing a sweater or something like that, or any sort of Christmas outfit. But I'm like, yeah, that whenever I come, see this right here, and you're thinking that whenever it comes to painting right here, you're painting Dolly right here, You're also thinking that, hey, that, yeah, that right there, just to kind of make it look a little bit magical, right? So it's like, yeah, you go ahead and paint in the details right there for Dolly Parton right there. And you're thinking that, hey, that, yeah, yeah, do a little bit more work. If you want, you can go ahead and do a little bit more work, with the hairstyle, but still, everybody say that, yeah, you work with the portrait right here. What? No. Yeah. Well, what do you think? Maybe a little bit darker yellow. Anything? Uh, yeah, make it a little bit darker, just like that right there. So, like anybody might even say that, whenever you go to any of those motel rooms, I just say that, yeah, Dolly Parton picture right there. And like people might say that, yeah, if it's the concert tickets or anything like that, everybody might even say that, Dollywood. I guess it's pronounced Dollywood. And, so you're thinking that, yeah, whenever you go to Dollywood, and well, I know just a little bit too, that is to where, yeah. But still, it's like, each time you do think about that, and you're thinking that, yeah, about Dollywood, that you're warned to where that whenever it comes to knowing about places where you go, if it's maybe Tennessee or somewhere that what the picture looks like if it's projected, like where you can actually see it, and but anyway, but you see right here that talking about with the Dolly Parton right here, and this with this picture right here, so. That's why it seems like a lot of times that whenever you do think about that, you want to know too that, yeah, you see that picture right there? What exactly is it that it's going to remind you of something? It's like, yeah, it's going to remind you of knowing. I'm like, yeah, if you want to have your for hairstyling catalog, something like that, or if anything, it's going to remind you of maybe book your hotel for the night or something like that. Yeah, Dollywood. And oh, I'm just trying to write that down. Trying to write down Dollywood right there, but. But I tell you one thing, everybody, that whenever it comes to portraits like this right here, that every time you do look at that right there, that is it really going to remind you of maybe concerts or maybe if it is maybe special TV shows or something like that. But like everybody say that whenever you do draw, paint a portrait right there, that the thing that you think about most of the time is jewelry. That you go ahead and paint in the earrings right there, and you're thinking that yeah, you would take the time to go ahead and put earrings in there, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, why would you really want to spend so much time doing that? And like everybody might say that, well, really, that you would you spend a lot of time doing it mainly because of the fact that yeah, it's because that whenever it comes to understanding about Yeah. Whenever it comes to understanding about real, I'm like, yeah, for how real the picture needs to look. And Dolly, I'm like, yeah, I think it would maybe look good in all caps, but still. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I got DollyWood right there. But still, that I know that when we do look at that right there, and you're wondering, too, that you paint in the earrings right there. But really, what exactly is that really going to remind you of whenever you do see a painting like that? And like everybody would say that, well, really, it looks like, yeah, it's a painting right there, but still, what exactly does that really remind you of necessarily? I'm like, well, cartoon TV show for sure. Like everybody might say, maybe just a little bit cartoony or so, but still. On the other hand, that when we do think about that, and you're warned to where that yeah, that you look at that for sure, and you're like, yep, it looks a little bit cartoony though, but still, on the other hand, that you got Dolly Parton right here. What she would look like if she was a cartoon character, but still, way I think about it, I say for Dolly Parton.